the University of Maine Alumni Association Distinguished Maine Professor Award, a tradition of the UMaine classes of 1942 and 2002, is presented by University Credit Union.
I like to go in, I'm ready to go to class. There are some other things that you do during the course of a day that you're like, you're not super excited to do it. You do it because you have to, you know it needs to be done. But when I go in the classroom, I'm ready to go.
He can bring a level of energy. The underpinnings of that are phenomenally deep knowledge and commitment to the welfare of our world. And students respond to that without even trying.
He was not just a phenomenal teacher, but a mentor. I always learned a lot from his classes and the coursework and lectures, and always felt like I was walking out of there knowing more than what I went in with.
One of his textbooks has been republished in, I think it's 10 editions at this point. And what that offers to students who will never have a chance to meet him is the opportunity to learn from him, to learn from the clarity of his thought and the way that he tells a story, the way that he incorporates information into a larger conceptual picture.
Everybody that's ever went to college or high school, for that matter, has found, has that experience of the dry textbook. I don't want to write a textbook like that. I want to write a textbook that is going to keep students engaged. It makes it easier for them to get through it. It makes the instructor's job a lot easier because now we don't have that situation where the students didn't read it. They've done their reading.
Dr. Brewer demanded a lot of us, but I'll tell you what, he knew when to call an audible. I'm pretty sure it was a Tuesday. The Pats had played the Broncos on Monday night when Tom Brady snapped the ball through the end zone for a safety, because I remember because I didn't do all the reading that night. And it was evident at like minute 6 or 7 in class that perhaps most or all my colleagues also had not done the reading, and clearly upset. Class is over. And then I realized that this guy takes this seriously. He's committed to make something happen here. It isn't a run-of-the-mill class. Took every class I could with him for the next 6 semesters. In the political science department, he's also got a great wingman, Professor Rich Powell.
Mark's been an incredible leader for his colleagues and in our department. He's been chair 3 times now and is just a wonderful person to work with. Mark's key contribution in the department is to extend this incredible tradition that we have of collegiality and cooperation. He is a wonderful manager and also at managing the relationships within the department such that we can all work together towards a common goal.
In his leadership in the department, he has been able to move programs and move the emphasis of the department to a place that is better for the students, that takes them out into the world and with knowledge that he and his colleagues are able to bring to them in exciting ways. And that's what I love to see in a department chair, and he's exemplary.
After I got tenure, I started to be provided more opportunities and also recognize that, okay, now I have tenure. It's partly my responsibility to step up and do more of this for my now newer junior colleagues so they don't have to do it. Now I think I'm at the point where many of the leadership positions that I have, I do 100% willingly. And if it's not quite the enthusiasm I have for being in the classroom, they're not twisting my arm either.
Whenever there's commentary that's necessary on the state of Maine, and oftentimes national political issues involving political parties and elections, Dr. Brewer is the go-to guy for the media.
I see Mark Brewer quoted in local papers, Bangor Daily News, Portland Press Herald, but I also see him in the major national press outlets.
He has had more than 1,500 media contacts and presentations.
There's a level of credibility that's there that doesn't exist everywhere. And that's why people around the country, around the world, care about what his opinion is.
I can remember the first time that I got, contacted by a journalist at the New York Times that wanted me to comment on something that I thought that was pretty cool, right? That was at least a sign that someone out there that is a journalist at a high level outlet thinks that I have something worthy to contribute to their piece. And so I did think that was pretty cool.
Am I surprised to see all these news outlets quoting him? I'm surprised when they quote somebody else. Dr. Brewer's former students are in Augusta right now, making policy.
He's had students at Harvard Law School. He's had students working in Washington, D.C.
They are now all over the world, making a difference and impacting their communities and making the world a better place.
For many of them, there is that connection to politics and government. You know, what they studied has turned out to be at least partially what they've done in their professional life.
I think one of Mark's great skills is to keep his own personal views out of his analysis and out of his teaching.
I still don't think I really have a handle on his politics.
I think I play things straight in both the comments that I make with journalists, and I also try and play that in my classroom. But what I tell my students is, if you can tell by the end of the semester where I'm coming from personally, then I probably haven't done my job.
He's not just an educator. He's a mentor and a coach. I actually learned not all that long ago that he, in fact, is a coach, which makes a lot of sense to me.
I've always viewed it as important to engage in public service and give back to the community if you're able to do so. And my first entry in as a volunteer was as a youth sports coach. Eventually that led to being asked to and eventually agreeing to run for the Orono School Board, where I've now served a number of terms. And that allows me to really work on the issues of education that I'm so passionate about anyway. In my opinion, and people might disagree, but in my opinion, if you're not in higher ed for the students, and I'm not sure what you're in higher ed for.
Dr. Mark Brewer is everywhere, but there is no place that he would rather be than teaching in his classroom, teaching the students at the University of Maine.
I believe he is truly powered by his passions.
Dr. Brewer was an outstanding professor, but he was an even better advisor.
Dr. Brewer sets them on a course to incredible life achievement.
And that's why he is a distinguished Maine professor.